You can raise your grade in algebra pretty quickly if you start eliminating some of the most common mistakes that we see. Not use an opposite sign when trying to solve an equation, and we end up with x equals 7. They did the subtraction right on the right side, but there's a problem with what they did over on the left side. Let me show you. If you have a x minus 3 equals 10 and you subtract 3 from both sides, you should end up with x minus 6 equals 7. And then from there to solve, you would add 6 to both sides. You have to work with positive and negative signs to cancel things out. Two negatives are not going to cancel out. So we end up with x equals 13. This works, and I would give someone full credit for that, but a better way to do it would be to add 3 on both sides to start with. You end up with x equals 13, which is the correct answer. Here's a real common mistake. I see people subtracting the wrong number. And then they make an adjustment in the second line because they know something's not quite right, so they just write 5x equals negative 10. I know where the 5x came from, and I know where the negative 10 came from, but that negative 10 is in the wrong spot. But from here, it looks pretty good, so they'll solve by dividing both sides by 5 and get x equals negative 2. Even if you started that way, you have to make sure that what you write next is accurate. 5x minus 10 equals 0. The positive 20 and the negative 30 make a negative 10, but they are still on the left side of the equation. 30 minus 30 is 0. Now from here, add 10 to both sides, and you end up with 5x equals positive 10, and then x equals 2. On the surface, when you just compare the answers, this looks like a sign mistake. It's not a sign mistake. It's a big concept mistake that goes back to the second line here. The right way to do this would be to subtract 20 from both sides. And now it cancels. The positive 20 and the negative 20 will go away, and you end up with 5x equals positive 10. And now you divide both sides by 5, and you get x equals 2. We have 5x equals 35. That's 5 times x equals 35. They want the 5 to go away, so in their minds, make go away translates into subtraction. So they just subtract the 5 from both sides. End up with x equals 30. They actually solved the equation 5 plus x equals 35. You can subtract the 5 if the 5 is being added to the x. You cannot subtract a 5 that's being multiplied times an x. The correct way to do this one would be to divide both sides by 5, and 35 divided by 5 is 7, and that's the correct answer. The most popular mistake that happens in my algebra class, there it is. Can you see it? You see what happened? Looks pretty good though. When you're reading your work, you can't really spot it, but they dropped a sign. The subtraction sign with the 5x, once you cancel the 10 out, that subtraction sign comes down as a negative. And we end up with negative 5x equals 10. This is a true sign mistake. Not terribly serious, but this is the biggest reason why my students lose points in my class, dropping signs. Hey, share this with people who you know make dumb algebra mistakes. That would be me. I'm raising my hand right now. If you'd like to watch some more, here's a playlist for you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.